For 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I thank the ranking member and would have the record reflect that I associate myself with the comments of the ranking member. Mr. Gensler, welcome back. You were here about a year ago, and at that time we were on the brink of a shutdown. Within days, we could have a similar thing to occur if we don't act. My question to you, hopefully it will enlighten a good many people and help us better understand why shutdowns are adverse to the best interests of investors. My question is this: how does this, if there is a shutdown, how will it impact your staffing, the people that have a hands-on experience with helping investors? How will this impact your ability to protect investors?
We would be in shutdown mode. I think it's only about 6 or 7% of our staff would be allowed to come in, 93% would not. So we wouldn't be overseeing the capital markets during that period of time. And if somebody was making filings to go public or to register a security, we wouldn't have people to answer their questions.
Well, that's of concern to me. Let me address another concern. What about the businesses that connect to you in some way? How will it impact them?
Well, it would impact any business that was seeking to go public or raise money, file registration statements. It would affect anybody who was coming in with a tip complaint referral and said that they have a problem, that somebody is, what were the words that Commissioner Ueda said, lying or cheating or stealing something from them. We've had shutdowns in the past. I mean, we get through them, but then there's a backlog also after that happens that we have to catch up and really help all those businesses and market participants and investors out.
Could this impact the direction of the market itself?
I think it puts uncertainty into the market, and what the market does with that. Sometimes I'm in a role in a job that I'm not to predict markets, but it would put some uncertainty into the market.
Well, let's move to another question. You have been accused of being a climate regulator. I think you should have an opportunity to explain why you are not a climate regulator.
We're not in the law and we're not in practice. Congress has set us up as a securities regulator. But in practice, what we found is that literally the majority of the top 1,000 public companies today put out some disclosures around their climate risks. Some 60%, in fact, put out disclosures around greenhouse gas. And investors, we find it material to their decision-making about investments. And so we put out a rule to notice and comment. We adopted a rule grounded in materiality because investors are using that information to make decisions, to bring some consistency to that which was already happening.
Thank you. And I'll close with a statement. Ms. Williams made reference to this, and I'd like to say just a bit more about it. And it has to do with access to capital, especially for people who are of color, and within that subset, persons who are African Americans. 246 years of slavery, no access to capital. Invidious discrimination that was legalized, lawful in this country. We called it segregation. It was another form of racism. No access to capital. And to this day, we still experience discrimination when it comes to lending. Testing has validated what I'm saying. Closing the wealth gap will require more than having a methodology by which we impact all small businesses. There has to be something for the small businesses that have a legacy associated with invidious discrimination over centuries in this country. And I would also add this, women have to be treated in a special way as well. Thank you.
The gentleman from Wisconsin, Mr. Stiles, recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much.
Chair.